Stazanowski from behind. Good work, Stazanowski. Gets it over to Dylan. Dylan's got his nose over the ball. Couldn't sight it for a second. Good bumping exchange then, and the free kick called here by umpire Charlesworth. Wide.
Well, here's a good kick from Spencer right towards the square, and there's Dylan clutching a good mark to recapture his blistering pace. Oh, there's a good grab. Get to recapture his blistering pace. Oh, there's a good grab.
His fifth kick and his fourth mark.
Light now sending the ball back towards centre half forward. Light, Dylan will go up. He's spoiled there. Knocked out by Chikale to Sorrell. Good play. Sorrell weaves through. Thumps it over to James, who a beautiful turn then and slaps it through. That's Port Adelaide.
One putting his nose over it. Oh, Colligan ran straight into Spence.
Nicely to kick it out. Underneath it is John Wynn. Couldn't take it. Now has been tackled too high, and Wynn will have to
today for Port Adelaide. Kicks towards centre half forward. Two Norwood players spoil each other, and Dylan and Butchart pushed on towards the Port Adelaide goals. James is after it, pursued by Stazanowski. James has it. Stazanowski keeps on boring in. A handball to John Tail, trying to play for the free kick. Nobody to grab him. Good play, John Tail. Snaps and gets a massive goal. Today for Port Adelaide. Kicks towards centre half forward. Two Norwood players spoil each other, and Dylan and Butchart pushed on towards the Port Adelaide goals. James is after it, pursued by Stazanowski. James has it. Stazanowski keeps on boring in. A handball to John Tail, trying to play for the free kick. Nobody to grab him. Good play, John Tail. Snaps and gets a massive goal.
There by Clayton. Whistle's gone. Free kick is on. In players go from all over the place. Not too much in it though. More pushing and shoving than anything else.
Well, it was Port Adelaide's free kick. I don't know what Charlesworth is going to sort out of it after that. He's still going to give it to Port Adelaide. Clayton, the player for Port Adelaide, to take the free kick on the half-back flank. Forward. Plays to the full forward spot. Off hands taken by Colligan. Tried to hook one over his head. Here's Oti with a clever try, and it's through for a six-pointer. Well done.
There by Grimwood. Kicks it high. Cunningham. Carmen will have to stand there. That's a good mark to Phil Carmen. Played on very quickly. Tackled. And fortunate.
Tackle from behind.
Beswick goes back there. No talking between Beswick and Ted Ray. Mark picked up by Porritt. Porritt's kicked forward. Beswick goes back there. No talking between Beswick and Ted Ray. Back into the pack. Finds Pettingill. Pettingill's handball is a shocker towards Carmen. Carmen.
Oh, well, you form your own opinion on that one.
Kicks towards centre half forward. Over the top. Good mark, Pettingill. It was a good mark.
Cunningham, the rover, will put it forward from centre wing towards centre half forward. Hobby in the front spot. Couldn't pull it down. Knocked on intelligently by Sorrell. Full mark for that one. Over to Grimwood. He's slow, the little rover, but gets his boot in towards the goals just in time, and it's squeaked through for 6 points.
He kicks out. Schlein and Mildy again. Schlein from behind. It's got to be his mark.
Mistake there, taken by Clayton. He could go for holding the ball. He doesn't. It's handballed out by Woodcock. Woodcock trying to pick it up now. Ebert tried to smother off the boot. That's a goal.
That he'll go back and kick for distance.
One of the few occasions today that he's got into the front spot and got that yard or two valuable break on Hayes. Here's his shot for the goal. He's kicked one so far. It's curling in towards the goals. Falls short. Off hands. Well read by Rosser. Snaps, and the lad playing his 50th. Carmen got up high. Treadray, his opponent, kicks it away towards the half-back line. Light Seacamp from behind, and the Redlegs are really lifting it. Carmen got up high. Treadray, his opponent, kicks it away towards the half-back line. Light Seacamp from behind, and the Redlegs are really lifting at this stage. Again, playing from behind Hayes, used him as a step ladder. Robert Oti, well read, and a good goal to the Norwood.
Who slipped down ground. He can kick it a kilometre, this boy, and here's a beauty as it goes right down towards the square again. Leaping up high was Oti, and Oti will take that mark. 29 points the difference. Norwood lead. Kick on, a 15-metre played against Ray Hayes, who says, who, me? No, it wasn't Ray Hayes, actually, Max. It was Bruce Light. Light came across. Play still going on down in the forward pocket. Wins through Beswick to the ground, and now there's an exchange of blows. This is poor Light came across. Play still going on down in the forward pocket. Wins through Beswick to the ground, and now there's an exchange of blows.
This is poor umpiring by umpire Charlesworth. While all that was going on, he was standing on the mark.
Cunningham, a good little rover, has taken it on the left half forward flank.
4 goals, 5 the difference. Norwood lead.
Down towards James. James got it this time.
Ooh. Gee, that was accidental, but Stazanowski got to James's boots right in his face as they went down.
Off the right half-back flank. 4 minutes to go plus time on in this third quarter. Oh, there's Mildy. That should be a 15-metre penalty imposed against Wynn. Wynn ran hand pass out for Packer. Packer on. Dillon. It was an ill-directed hand pass, but it's backed up nicely now and taken across there by Taylor to Pettingill. Good play. Pettingill now from a long way out, boots it right down towards the square, and Colligan takes the mark opposed to Hayes.
Well, Pettingill, I don't think he kicked that ball as well as he would have liked. He was certainly going for the goal square. It fell short. Colligan found himself in front of Hayes, which has been most unusual on the day, but he's got the mark only 15, 20 metres out.
Dead in front, Colligan.
Kick one.
His kick's allowed to get away. He'll get bundles of kicks. And he then becomes a dangerous player because he's such a good kick. Down towards the forward pocket, across there was Hayes. Nearly took a beauty, and he's been awarded the free kick. Puts on a little bit of a performance then.
Oh, Carman and Hayes. Carman ruffled Hayes' hair up, and Beswick came in, didn't like it. Clayton wants to have a few words to say to him since quarter time. That'll give you an idea of their eclipse. Hayes kicks in for Port Adelaide out to the grandstand half-back flank. Mildy's in the front spot. Coming through, John Wynn crashes a Port Adelaide player, Darryl Cale, to the ground, and the elbow went in there, and plenty of tempers being shown at the moment by players of both sides.
John Wynn then was...
Norwood can afford to take chances. Just backward to centre wing. Olsen it is for the Redlegs, kicking it high. Carman leaps.
Has the ball, it says couldn't get up and recovers well. Left foots it down towards centre half forward. Underneath goes Dillon. Oh, he's had a bundle of marks, and that was a good, courageous mark.
That's a good mark, Roger.
Darryl Cale, there hasn't been a good game. Oti went up over the top, couldn't take the mark. It was a difficult one. He recovers very well, does Oti. A long kick goes in towards goal, and that's a good goal.
Great kick by
At the change, Adelaide led by 2-2 at quarter time. Norwood had got away to a goal advantage at half time, and Norwood in a good third quarter effort led by 5-1, and that's about the margin at the moment.
This is the last quarter you're viewing now as Button taps it forward, taken across there by Carman. Carman out towards the right half forward flank. Across there goes Rosser, can't quite get it. Picked up nicely by Darryl Cale. That would have been his 5th kick. Up it goes to Teely's area, who had a good first quarter, and he's taken the mark again.
Teely, typical of a lot of Port Adelaide players who've had good first quarters, hardly been sighted in the second and third quarters.
Third kick since half time, and it's taken across there by Bruce Light. Light, who was a late starter to the season, kicks forward, and there's a good mark, and it's been taken across by Max James. James now 60 metres out from goals, is going to kick for distance. It's a good kick too, right back towards the square it goes. Men's a good mark to John Men's. He judged that very well, kept his eye on the ball. He had Big Mildy lumbering backwards at him.
James has kicked 2-2 today, whilst at the other end of the ground, Colligan, from memory, has 2 also.
Colligan 2 straight, that's quite right. Menzies kick out towards a half-back flank, marked across there by Chris Nat, who came on at 3/4 time and replaced Keith Spencer, who hurt his arm when he fell on the ground.
Nat's already kicked 1 goal, which he kicked from only 25 metres out in front of the scoreboard end late in the third quarter. Another goal from him at the 8-minute mark of this last quarter would be very handy for the Magpies.
Good-looking kick. It won't quite make the distance. A big pack of Norwood players up there. Cale's through, and Johnny Cale brings up his 2nd goal. 2-2.
Well, Norwood paid the penalty of what happened to Port Adelaide in the third quarter. Everybody up for the ball, nobody down. Cale picked it up, and with his 10th kick, popped it through for his first goal, was it? Second goal. 2-2 to John Cale. 10 kicks for the day, and Port Adelaide back into the game now.
Quite right, they are back in the game. There's only 26 points of difference, and I made the comment at 3/4 time that Port Adelaide are never beaten. And they're not at the moment, as we're back in the centre of game with Chris Nat. He thumps it forward, but it's taken across by Pettingill, whose head was pulled off his shoulders then. Another goal here to Port Adelaide would certainly lift their flagging shares. Taken across now by Pettingill. Schline's got away, and Schline's marked. He plays on very quickly. He'll be tackled, but he hand passes on to Button. Button's grabbed, but he hand passes on to Olsen. Cunningham went in there, picked up in defence by Hayes. Hayes clears. Carman, Treadray. Carman in front. Treadray slapped across the face. Play allowed to go on, and it's kicked forward by Pettingill, who can kick the distance and has kicked the distance, but it's the accuracy. It's hit the post.
Bad luck for Pettingill, bad luck for Norwood. Pettingill, plenty of time to kick that ball. He roosted it at the goals from somewhere 55, 60 metres out from goal, just offline.
2-1 Pettingill. Hayes kicks in for the Port Adelaide side to the member stand half-back flank in front of the Port Adelaide mark. And here's the player who's lifted a bit in the last few minutes. And Port Adelaide will bring it away from the half-back line up towards centre wing. In front, Johnny Cale thumped away from him by Gil Butchart, and again a throw in front of our Channel 9 telecasting point.
Good play by Butchart. He wasn't going to take the risk of trying to outmark Cale, content to thump the ball away with a fist.
27 points the difference. Thumped down, taken by John Cale. Handball out. Bruce Light tries to tap it on. Odie's got the front spot, puts his head down, hopes somebody will grab him. They don't. Seacamp with the handball over towards Carmen. Carmen's got players running past. Handball out towards Seacamp. Down they grow like a rugby side. 4 of them in line with a long kick from Seacamp. Down towards Rosser, and Rosser is marked 15 metres out. And if he puts it through, there's no way the Magpies will get up from there.
Good backing up by Norwood. Odie set the handball up. All the players stormed forward. Port Adelaide defence caught out and Ross's easy mark.
Only thing in favour of Port Adelaide is he's kicked 1 goal 5, and that makes it 1 goal 6 to Rosser from right in front. The ball striking the post, and the lad playing his 50th game puts his hands to his head in despair.
It's Ross's 21st kick for the day. 1 goal 6.
There he is, having a bit of kicking practice to himself.
His 16th kick for the day, sorry.
16th kick for the day, and that one could have made it a certainty and would have been the last nail in the coffin. Up they go. Carmen, spoiled by his own teammate there. Off hands comes to Sorrell. Sorrell kicks up in the general direction of centre wing. Cale and Butchart arriving too late. Throw in, 62 points to 90. It's 28 points the difference. Still a very handy lead to the Redlegs as we get on to the 12-minute mark. Port will have to do everything right if they're to get back into this one at the throw-in. They hold on to the Redleg player in Sline, allowing Sorrell to come through and get the knock. Butchart grabbed by Cale, and the free kick paid to Cale.
Just trying to pick up some of the changes that Port Adelaide have made. They've got Hobby over at centre half back, Clayton on the ball.
Cale's kick down towards the half-forward line, nearly marked by Dillon. Handball away from Menz, handball away from Robert Odie. Out taken by Michael Taylor. He's claimed as he goes through by John Cale, and the free kick will be taken by the Redleg back pocket player on the half-back left flank. Ball not thrown back on the full, and you can take your pick as to whether they'll be paid or not. You can flick a coin for it on the day. Over the handball to Robert Odie, who called for it. Just made that half yard to get away. Kicks to centre half forward. Nearly marked by Rosser, who tried a one-hander. May have been hanging onto his other hand. Difficult to tell. Hobby kicks it back towards centre wing. Goes past Light. Comes down towards Ebert, playing on the half-forward line now. Ebert's got it at centre wing. You'll have time to steady and look for a Port Adelaide Guernsey up in front. It's a good-looking pass, but it's gone straight to Dillon, the centre half back for the Redlegs. And he or Odie for the Seiko. You can take your pick. 12th mark, 16th kick, puts it out wide towards centre wing. Pettingill gets up high, but the Port Adelaide player did it the better, and it'll be marked here by Russell Ebert.
Ebert now on the left centre wing. Kicks down towards centre half forward. Got underneath that one. Up goes James. Can't take the mark. It's bounced clear. Picked up there by O'Brien. Over it goes. Bruce Light's kick goes down. Big Milne. Couldn't take it. Benz is there. Handball's high. Packer's across there. Grimwood will go in and tackle him. Packer threw it out in front. Sorrell tried to use his body. Well played by Packer. Attacked the ball and he won out. Well done. Out towards the right centre wing goes his kick. Roger Woodcock's in front. Darryl Cale came late, but Woodcock comes back very quickly. There's always a beautiful kick. Colligan ducked his head. It's taken away there by Beswick. Lost by Beswick. Picked up and kicked forward by Colligan. Here's a big chance now for Glenn Rosser. He's got to get this one, surely. Oh, he just desperately edged it through 1 point.
Well, if you'd kicked 1-6, you'd be desperate and anxious too, Ian.
He's kicked 1-7 now.
Well, he couldn't bend down to pick the ball up. He didn't know whether it was going to run straight or bounce, and he waited and waited and trying to get his boot to the ball and couldn't get it.
You'll certainly remember his 50th game.
Kicking clear now is Ray Hayes out towards a half-back flank. Treadray went up there, and there's a good mark to Schlein. Schlein over towards Pettingill at centre half forward. No one on Pettingill's mark. He can run off if he wants to. The side's against it. He's in kicking distance.
Just about kick it from there, Ian.
Oh, no problems at all. He could kick this and kick it over the fence.
He's only going to kick it from 45 metres out.
Not very far for Pettingill.
2 goals, 1. He's kicked. Reputed to be the best kick in the league on his day.
Comes in. He's played a pretty good game today, actually. There goes Pettingill's kick. There's no problems about the distance, but the accuracy is Australian. It's 1 point.
Well, Norwood having the opportunities in the last quarter to sew this game right up. They're well in command, being 5 goals in front, and that was Pettingill's 15th kick. He's had 7 marks, 4 handballs, kicked 2 goals too.
Schlein got up very high, couldn't quite pull it down. Taken away from White. Pick taken by Schlein again. He's taken to the ground. Push in the back, says the umpire, and the free kick to be taken at the half-forward left flank. Short lead from Pettingill, and Pettingill getting right away, and here he is shooting it out wide for Seacamp. Seacamp, it'll bounce nicely for him. He's got a set shot from 35 metres out, shouldn't miss, whacks it through, and if the Magpies are going to get out from Blair, they'll need more than tradition.
The Magpies in plenty of strife. They're checking this loose. Norwood players able to short pass to teammates that are unattended, as we saw then with Pettingill taking an easy mark, was able to pop it over to Seacamp. Seacamp all the time in the world to be able to straighten up and pop it through the middle.
36 points the difference now, and there's a player that should give full consideration for the Seiko Award in Seacamp. His game this afternoon has been very good, and we'll check his statistics later on as it's tapped away there by Mildy. Lost by Schlein, through goes Packer, picked up by Treadray. Treadray's had a bundle of kicks. Johnny Carl sees the ball bounce awkwardly. It's picked up now by Butchart, another good player, taken by Carman, on to Packer. Packer now kicks it forward towards a half-forward flank. Across goes Button, and Button will take that mark. The big chap on the half-forward flank. Butt coming around, kicking it deep. Oh, it's a good-looking kick right down towards the square. Ross is down there. It's bounced awkwardly. Hayes is across there. They fight with one another all day long, Port Adelaide, and the whistle has gone again.
36 points the difference now. Norwood leading, 18 minutes gone in the final term.
36 points the difference. On the edge of the square. Up went Olsen, Colligan snapped, but it's a point.
Quick snap by Colligan. Taking Colligan's score for the day to 2 goals. One hasn't had a particularly good day against James, against Hayes, who's kept him well in check, but the weight of numbers is told against Hayes. Norwood into attack all the time.
Crouch warming up from the Port Adelaide reserve bench.
Up goes Schlein, couldn't take it. Grimwood's got the ball now. Bounces away off the half-back flank. Steadies, kicks it down forward, looking for John Cale. It's taken away in defence here by Michael Taylor. He's a good back pocket player, Michael Taylor, and he's hit Pettingill smack on the chest then. Pettingill plays on quickly, looks across for Woodcock. Cale knocks it away from behind. That's Darryl Cale. Here's Seacamp. Seacamp, he's played well this afternoon. Back it goes to Carman. And that's the value of Seacamp's kicking. He finds a player when he gets the boot. Carman's kick forward. There's a good one down to Robert Oakey.
Norwood into attack, doing it easily. And Seacamp, good player for the day. 15 kicks, completely outplayed Bruce Light.
Odie, if he kicks this one, would at least grab one hand off of that Seiko watch. Would be his 5th for the day.
Comes in Odie. It's a good kick, but it's going to slide away 1 point. Bad luck for Robert Odie and Norwood.
But I think he's only got half a hand at the moment, Max.
It's going to be a hard one, this. There'll be several of the Norwood players, whereas for Port Adelaide, very few of their players have shone today, particularly their interstate stars. We've seen very little of them. The kick in from Hayes. Sorrell from the back of the pack, number 31, couldn't quite pull it down. Grimwood kicked straight into the pack. Robert Odie puts his head down, nearly got it knocked off. Schline's another who's played well for the Redlegs today. He'd have to get consideration also. Goes into the forward pocket, nearly marked by Ross, and knocks it back. Button with a handball out to Woodcock, puts it onto his left boot, shoots it, but a throw in the left full forward pocket. 100 points to 62.
Norwood defence falling right apart, although the Port Adelaide defence falling right apart, although Norwood aren't kicking too many goals, but they're well in command of the situation.
38 points in command, as a matter of fact, as Robert Odie takes it with almost nonchalant ease, whacks it through for another behind to give him a personal tally of 4 goals, 3. 21 kicks for the day, Robert Odie. Good performance after perhaps a slow start, but in the second half he's been the inspiration between the Norwood side, a particularly good third quarter when he lifted them. Here's the kick towards the half-back line. Off of the head of the pack came for Treadray. Treadray's kick towards John Cale on the half-forward flank, pursued by Butchart, keeping at him, runs in. Packer tried to smother, kicks to the half-forward line. Michael Taylor spills the mark, nearly collided with Dillon, taken here by James. He's been shifted to the half-forward flank by the look of it. Dillon's lost it, drags onto the player going through in Treadray, and he'll take the free kick at half-forward right. Treadray, former Collingwood player, his 21st kick as he kicks it down to the full-forward posse. Off hands, John Menz, kick off the ground by O'Brien, 1 point.
Well, a quick kick off the ground could have gone in any direction. A bit unlucky possibly not to have got the major score. 1 goal, 3 to O'Brien.
Comment there from former Essendon and Sturt star Bob Shearman, filling in today for Wally May. Absent interstate. John Menz to kick in. 63 points to 101 as we get into the 25-minute mark. Your commentator is Ian Aitken. You're viewing on 9.
Men's now coming around the grandstand, so it's a good-looking kick. 55 metres out. Olsen couldn't take it. Clayton's got it. Clayton gets a kick in, straight into Schline's tummy, picked up there by Packer. Packer went to the ground, recovered very well, flicked the hand pass out, then has to go after pursuit of it himself again. There's no one there to help him. They're out of play.
He picked his game up well after being thrashed in the first quarter by O'Brien of Port Adelaide, who won hands down in that term and even midway through the second term. But Packer's come back a bit since then.
Mildy opposed by Schlein, and Schlein's played very well this afternoon, taken there by Sorrell. Sorrell's blind kick goes down ground, back goes Michael Taylor. Cunningham's across there, so is Nat. Nat can't take it.
Got one across the head instead.
Just a little flick around the ear.
Well, Port Adelaide's good players are going to be very hard to find, Max. Norwood, a lot of good players. Finding the best is going to be a very hard job.
38 points the difference.
It's back there as Olsen, taken across by Chris Nat. He's played well since coming onto the ground. Down there, trying to gain possession. Oh, there's got to be a Port Adelaide kick there, and it's young O'Brien. Oh, that would have hurt right across the Adams apple. They're certainly smart. They bring tears to your eyes.
O'Brien coming in for his 16th kick.
Kicked 1 goal 3, had a devastating first term when he played wide of the centre diamond, and Port Adelaide kept on throwing it out there and he kept on getting kicks.
O'Brien's kick is 1 point as we see Brian Cunningham go to the coach's bench, and Crouch comes on the ground.
Well, O'Brien's kick, typical of Port Adelaide's kicking for goals. The scoreboard indicates 8 goals, 16.
5 goals for the difference. Port Adelaide shot to pieces at the moment as Norwood bring it back into play. Ebert after the ball. He's played in 2 positions at least today. Handball away from Port Adelaide towards Light. Light runs around, hooks it back towards the centre, more towards the centre of the ground, but still out wide on the flank. Handball away from Clayton as he goes to the deck. John Cale still trying. Gets it, takes a heavy hip and shoulder from Carmen as he kicks to centre half forward and marked by Olsen. Olsen's handball away, finds his teammate and back pocket player in Taylor. Taylor gives it over to Carmen. Carmen's done a lot of work for the Redlegs today. Gets it over to Packer. Packer threw the ball out in front, hoped for the free kick, hooks it back towards Carmen. Carmen's won the pivot position against the former Collingwood player in Tredray. Gives it over to Pettingill. Pettingill steadies, a left-footed to the full forward spot. Off hands comes to Beswick. Beswick shakes himself clear, comes to the half-back flank.
Packer goes up, and Packer's taken the mark. After Sorrell just removed a fly off the top of his head. Packer now on the left half-forward flank. 30 seconds off the time on period. Zodi's across there, hand passes it out to Seacamp. Seacamp's played very well this afternoon. He's kicked 1, could have kicked 2. It's on its way. He's kicked 2, and by gee, you'd have to give him consideration for the Seiko watch.
Well, that was Seacamp's 16th kick. Norwood doing it on the pitch. They've got loose players running all over the ground, especially when they come forward as centre. Port Adelaide stopped to a walk.
15-17 to Port Adelaide's 8-16. Not often that you see Port Adelaide beaten by as big a margin as this, particularly by a lower ranked club. And Norwood in this game today starting to show some of the promise that they did not fulfil early in the season when they played Port. Bounce at the centre, Nat goes high, staying down was Button, and Button gave away the free kick according to umpire Charlesworth. Nat kicked towards the half-forward line. Clayton in the front posse, couldn't pull it down. Lost there by Seacamp. Scrimmaging passage of play. Porritt with a handball out of the pack to Carmen. Carmen's done a lot of work. All got pushed by Sorrell after getting rivet. Over to Packer. Well, Norwood players got all the time in the world to do anything with it now, but Packer's kick was not well directed. Carmen coming off for the Redlegs, and the reserve coming onto the ground now for them would be Bland. Throw in the back of the pack. John Wynn showed using plenty of vigour, gave away a free kick, grabbed the Port Adelaide player in Beswick when he didn't have the ball. Beswick's kick towards the centre of the ground. Odie tells Seacamp to go for it. Light jumped straight into him. Would have been a wonderful play on decision, but it wasn't allowed. Seacamp's got the ball, swings it out wide towards Bland, who'll get his first kick on being on the ground for about 30 seconds, swings it down to the full forward spot. Hayes running with the ball. It bounces, comes to Schlein. Schlein taken to the ground, a beautiful tackle, and Rosser couldn't have missed that one if he'd tried to give him a tally of 2 goals, 7 for the day.
2 goals, 7 from 22 kicks for young Rosser, playing his 50th game, and that one, I'm just wondering whether the leg might have been over the line by the time he kicked the ball, Max.
I think so, but the ball was on this side of it, and that was the important thing as far as the goal umpire was concerned. Ian, who did you select today?
I went in favour of Port Adelaide this afternoon. They've disappointed me a little bit, but still they've tried. And there's Robert Odie out there, and it's taken away now. No, it's not taken away at all by Crouch. There's Robert Odie with a hand pass to Bland. Darryl Cale. His game hasn't been one of his best this afternoon. This time it'll be marked by Seacamp. And Seacamp's played very well today. Down towards centre-half forward goes his kick. Hayes brings the ball to the ground. Picked up now by Bland. Bland has a shot at the goals, but it's right across the face and through for 1 point after 1 minute of time off.
Fred Ray down in the centre of the ground, being attended by trainers with a touch of the cramp. It's very noticeable he has cramped quite a deal during the games, Max.
Yes, it is.
Fred Ray puts a great effort into his game, and he's been one of Port Adelaide's best this afternoon. He's never stopped trying as Hayes brings the ball back into play. Up there, Button couldn't take the mark. Bland's across there, gets tackled by Treadray. Light's over there as well. Light will take the ball forward, kicks down towards centre-half forward. Dillon's up there, has the ball knocked away from him. He's certainly been value all day long today. He'd have to darn near win the Seiko. Out towards the left centre wing it goes, taken across there by Packer. Packer on the left centre wing now, bounces once, bounces twice. Goes past James. 3 times he's got Pettingill down in the forward pocket. Pettingill's got it, plays on immediately, and there's a goal.
Well,
No pressure, but a good goal.
You can't kick them any better than that. But Packer beat 2 opponents on the way down, banged it onto Pettingill. Pettingill, 1 step bang straight through the middle for his 3rd goal. He's 3 goals too, had 19 kicks. A good game from Pettingill all day. Likewise, good games we've had from Sline in the ruck, Otie, Packer in the second half lifted his game tremendously well. Dillon at centre-half back started the game off in great style, forcing Sorrell to be shifted from centre-half forward. Norwood, a lot more better players than what Port Adelaide have had on the day.
Port Adelaide badly missing their tall chappie in Marrett, and Gerlach, of course, a last-minute withdrawal from the team. Taken by Rosser, kick to the half-forward line. Odie gets up high. Darryl Cale nose over the ball, clears as Woodcock tackles him up towards centre wing. Taken by Seacamp, streaks down into attack. It's all the Redlegs now as a long kick from him. Goes to full forward. Sline in the front spot. Good knock away by Port Adelaide, by Tearley that was. Falling on top of the ball there, Ray Hayes.
He's played well.
Seacamp in that last kick, that was his 19th kick for the day, been very consistent.
Sline leaps up high, number 15, gets the tap down, goes past Grimwood, out of bounds, throw in the forward pocket.
When you give consideration of the fact that Norwood have kicked 17 goals, 18, the effort of Hayes keeping Colligan to 2 goals is a good performance.
The handball coming out of that pack away, and Robert Odie losing the ball. Darryl Cale puts his nose right over the top of the ball. Yes, a good performance, Ian. The only thing that I'd say against it is that Colligan is playing his first week in 4 from memory and hasn't had a good season to date anyway. Tap down, taken by Sline. Sline snaps, through it goes for another goal, and incredibly almost Norwood are 18-18 to Port Adelaide's 8 goals 16, who'd try and tip football winners. 10 goals to the margin in favour of Norwood, and if they played it for another quarter, they'd win by 20 goals.
And that was Norwood have, during the game, have taken 84 marks to Port Adelaide's 56. They've received 38 frees, Port Adelaide 40. The marking situation just shows how much Port Adelaide have missed the marking of Gerlach and Marrett around the ground today.
Button puts it down. This is Nat trying to push the ball forward. John Cale takes it, twists and turns, kicks towards the half-forward line. Michael Taylor, the back pocket player for Norwood, to relieve for the Redlegs.
On the half-back flank now, Taylor. He's been another good player. Norwood have had good players all over the ground since the first quarter. Leaping up there was Olsen. Behind was James. Taken across there by Crouch. And the free kick goes in favour of Butt.
Norwood are all but 2 behinds away from doubling Port Adelaide's score.
Pettingill goes up there, couldn't take the mark. Recovers nicely though, comes back. He's got a player across there in Packer, and it's a good hand pass out to Packer, who flicks it back to Rosser, who's kicked 2-7. A good kick from Rosser has found Bland. That was a beauty.
It was, wasn't it?
Bland heads for home. A long kick away there from Bland. Tearley's back there. Tearley takes the mark for Port.
Certainly wasn't the kick of a player who's kicked 2 goals 7. He really meant that stab pass.
A kick away from Tearley. Up there, here's the chance now for Ron Bland. Has the ball bouncing up for him. Steadies. It'd be a wonderful goal if he got it. And I tell you what, it'll go awfully close. It's blocked. Well, they're kicking him from anywhere now, Norwood.
And Bland, since coming on when Carmen went off, has kicked He's kicked 1 goal, 1. There goes the sign. I was about to say he's had 5 kicks in the last quarter and coming on with about 12 minutes to go.
Well, there's an incredible game for you on the holiday, played in front of something like 30,000 people, and how many times over the last 20 years have we seen this, that Norwood, often much more lowly ranked than Port Adelaide, have been able to beat Port Adelaide. Norwood haven't won a premiership in something like 20 years. Port would have won probably 10 in the last 20 years, and yet there you are, Norwood run out, annihilating Port Adelaide on the day. Norwood 19 goals 18 to Port Adelaide's 8 goals 16. So a win there of 11 goals 2 to Norwood, and as I mentioned earlier, who'd try and tip football winners. You've been viewing on Channel 9, your commentators today, Ian Aiken, Bob Shearman filling in for Wally May, absent Interstate, and Max Hall.